Hello viewers, you joined me for my very first karting session in the outdoors. It was a very good session for me to actually learn what a good kart is, but we'll get into the analysis of why I crashed and what I couldn't have ever done in a million worlds differently. So, this was my very first session in an outdoor karting track. And I'm not going to say it tainted my view on what it can be like, but this was honestly not a very good experience because these karts were deadly. As in, like, very. I nearly got hit by a kart while waiting for another one that I wanted. And you'll see on my outlap, my very first lap on this track, my brake cable snapped. And this was on the end of the very long back straight. So I went absolutely plummeting into another kart. And this guy, he didn't get hurt so much, but I got flippin' hurt like a lot. My man's area went straight into the steering column, and my elbow hit the steering wheel. So I was quite in pain the next day, but I didn't really feel it then, actually, because the adrenaline was going. But these karts were deadly. And before you think I'm stupid, I did bring it up with the manager, and he got me another kart, and I eventually just settled because it took about 3 tries for me to get a kart that was fairly decent. And I mean, it wasn't just my kart that was bad either. It was all of them. When I was waiting for another kart, I nearly got hit in the pits because the other guy's brakes failed as well. He went straight down the middle of us when we were on the grid. And I mean, these karts were dangerous. They were lethal, actually. And it's not tainted my view, but it has shown me what good karts are actually good at. They're extremely fun when they work and extremely nerve-wracking when they don't. But it was a fun session, I'm not gonna lie. It was fun riding on the edge like that, and I hope you enjoy this little bit of a brief session that I got for you. It was a winter's day, so the track wasn't very warm, the tires were a little bit crappy, so I wasn't able to set a very competitive time. But I think if I had better tires and brakes, because the third kart I got had no brakes. I could stick my finger between the brake disc and the brake pad. I mean, it was that bad. But enjoy. Yeah, so after all those bangings, this kart didn't sound too good anymore. Because, I mean, before I was even there were about 4 or 5 sessions before me I had to wait. And everyone was doing long sessions, so they were pushing these cars quite hard and they were bumping them, crashing them and everything. As much as like I am doing, but the difference was I kind of recognized that there was a problem and I kind of just took it easy for a little bit to see if it maybe would go away. It did eventually go away. I don't know what it was. It sounded like, I don't know, I'm not sure, but there was definitely a problem, and that's also why I didn't warm up my tires, because I had about 5 or 6 sessions, about an hour's worth of people warming up my tires and the engine and stuff. So yeah, that's why I didn't warm them up. So let's quickly talk about the breaking points of the track. So you'll see red lines going across the lengthway of the track when we come close to the beginning of a corner. That's the predicted amount of braking where you should be applying the brakes and coasting into the corner. But because my brakes were so bad, I had to be doing them about 15-20 meters even before that. And on the long straight, I had to actually be braking at the power box instead of the red lines, which you'll see further down. It's insane. That's how bad my brakes were and the expected braking that I should have had. must say that going on the outdoor tracks is a lot more fun than going on the indoor tracks. There's a lot more challenge because you have to deal about the sun, the wind, sand in your eyes. Like there was a couple of times where the wind blew and the dust came and blew into my face. But it's actually really challenging and fun. I must say it's very fun. And the runoff, I wasn't using it quite to the full extent coming out of that last hairpin corner after the long straight, because I wasn't confident with the brakes. I'm not going to be honest, I wasn't very confident with this kart, so I wasn't setting a very good time because I was just too scared, because I didn't know if the brakes were going to fail again and I was going to go flying into a barrier. So I was a little bit hesitant with this kart, but I did push it quite hard sometimes, but I was a little bit safe. So there we go. There was my very first ever session in my entire life in an outdoor karting track. It wasn't the best of karts to start with, so it kind of ruined the experience. But the whole environment of outdoor is so much better than indoor. It's a really nice feeling, and I think I'll be coming back to this place because they have another track, the main track, which they run the national karting championship on, which is available to the public on weekdays. So I think I'll be going to there again, but still haven't forgotten about going back to that other extreme indoor karting place because I still want to get a good lap time in there. But I hope you guys enjoyed that video. Enjoy, and I'll catch you in the next one.